flip, Mike McFadden, and I was sitting. This one, I threw this together again. That's what lightning talks are for. Throw together as fast as possible. Sit in a talk. What should I do a lightning talk on? And we laughed about this. So DateTime or DateTime, and it's a Python question. So first thing I'd like to say is should you even be listening to this talk? If that title didn't really mean anything to you, then just ignore. Next lightning talk's for you. But if that was kind of interesting or at least funny for you, yeah, stick around. So the first thing I like to show you is it's easy to find Python's DateTime documentation. This is nothing new. I'm not going to introduce you to DateTime. It's, all you need to do is go like, Python DateTime, and boom, you're there. No problem. And then all of a sudden, but when it comes to finding this weird thing you just found an import for, you can't find it. Like Google will no, DateTime. No, you're still there. It's impossible. So the secret to that is Zope. Yay. So first thing, if you ever encounter this, just put Zope in front of your first terms, and then there you go. And there's the thing, Zope is old, so do the necessary rights before you start working on this. And then this has an immense amount of confusion within the Python community. Like I found this Stack Overflow thing. It's like, where did now go? And the answer is right here. He seems to be using some different module. So yeah, if you don't know this capital D, capital DT thing, as I said, don't worry about it. I hope you really don't find it. If your journey never comes across this, great. But yes, this was actually the beginning of DateTime. So this came from Digital Creations, which became Zope Corp, and they said, hey, Python needs a DateTime. And they built one, and it was very opinionated, and there you go. And so what happens is I did my little bit of looking back in history, and found it comes from 1997 actually. That's the first time, and it's an unknown commit. So you can go ahead into the channel and say if you did this, or if you know the person who made this commit, you can go ahead and give credit where credit is due. But this did not last. And I'm not sure about Jeremy Hilton. I got a hint that he was part of it, but it's actually Tim Peters who actually got it into Python 2.3, and it looks completely different. So basically what's going on here is that Zope really thought time zones were important. It seems like Python people didn't. So that's really what happened. I guess it was a use thing, like, hey, I don't really want to force my users to do time zones. But when you talk to some of the folks that came from Zope, they're like, you know what, time zone native DateTime were a bad idea. And I like to talk to my opinionated people, and I will never give away their names so they can freely have their own opinions. So non-naive time zones is really what's going on here in my conclusions. So just to make sure I get in under time, DateTime only for Zope. Don't talk about it. Time zones matter. So whenever you're using a DateTime, put a time zone in there, even if it's UTC. Opinions are like DateTime implementations, and MX DateTime, completely different talk. Thank you.